Hello everyone, welcome back to our Python course. So in the last class, we saw two methods which are there in Python which automatically helps us to initiate and delete the respective objects that we create of any class. So you need not call them explicitly, but they will be called by the Python on their own. And this is something we saw in the last class. For today's class, I have another topic which is class variables and methods. So starting with the first term, which is class variable. I think it is pretty much clear from the term itself. Up till now, we have seen that variables, they are associated only with the objects. For example, in our previous example, the car example that we have been following till date. So what it has the variables which is the model which is associated with it, model, and the second one was company. So these are the two variables which are associated with every object that you create. So every object will have value of its own. But this concept of class variable, what do you think it will be? So this concept or these types of variables, these are associated with the class itself. For example, now that these variables will not be related with the objects but definitely with the class, so the changes will be made with respect to some another parameters. What those changes are, how those changes will be made, we will see in the example that we will follow today. Similarly, for the case of methods, for example, I had the set details method, I had the details method, which we discussed earlier. So again, those methods were related to every object that we create. Now, if I talk about the class method, these will basically be associated not with the objects. Objects are not to be discussed under these methods. They are not associated, but the changes will only be made when a class wants it. Okay, now this is a brief introduction about it. I'll start off with the class variables and then I will move to the method part. So starting with the class variable, I will just read this first bullet point over here. The class variables, these are the variables that are shared among all the instances of a class. These are defined within the class but outside any instance methods. So now we will not consider these variables inside any instance methods. Okay. So these are assessed using the class name, for example, class name dot var name. Okay, now we will go back to our example for say, okay, this is something I already have. Let me just delete it. And starting from here, okay. So now what I just read, that the class variables, we will not write it under any instance method. So this is your instance method. I want to keep it outside. So what I'll do, say for example, I want to calculate the total number of cars that I have for now. Say I have this variable of total cars and I am initiating it. I'm giving it the value which is 0. Okay, so under init, if I want to refer to it, what I'll do, students, I'll not associate any object with this variable, this class variable. So what I'll do, I'll associate my class itself. So our class name is car dot total cars plus equals 1. So what it means, so whenever I will make another object, I'll create a new object, so this class variable, it will automatically increment by 1. So I will have the total number, all in all, how many cars are there with us. Okay, so let us see what other changes do I need to make. For example, when I have this is something I've already created, and this is like calculate or increment, not calculate but increment the total number of cars. So details is very fine. And how about, okay, so if I delete this object, if I delete a certain object, then what will happen? So this car is will be deleted, and now I will try to again make changes in my car variable, sorry, the car class variable, which is total cars. Okay, minus equals 1. I will subtract 1. Okay, so after we are done with subtracting 1 under the del method, what I'll do is I'll print total cars are car dot, okay, now here we go. So let's see how it goes. Right, very fine. So let's try to run this. All right, students, now I want all of you to focus on how the results are, and basically you should know how the program is working. So what details have been referred to in the initial phase and in the later phase. Okay, so starting off with, started off from here, we have these two values, which is Maruti and 800. We are pretty much into the init function. Okay, everything is being done, and the total cars variable has been increased by 1. Now if I look at the details, here we have printed just the model. So here the model for now is Civic, is it so? So it's 800. So for the first one it's 800, and for the next one it is Civic. Right, so first of all the initialization is being done and the details have been printed. All right, so then we move on to this del method, and we want to delete all the objects which are there. So initially this gets implemented. So the car deleted is 800, so it came at first, so it will be deleted at first, right? So you should know how the hierarchy goes on, and definitely the value of this class variable, it decremented by 1, and again we moved on to this print statement. It says total cars are this, right? So this is how, students, I hope the working and the importance of the class variables, it's pretty much clear to us now. Now moving on with the next terminology, which is class methods. Let's see. Right, now let's just read the second bullet point, since we are moving to the next concept of class methods. Class methods, these are the methods that operate on the class itself rather than on instances on the class. So I think it's pretty much similar to the variables. Again, these methods, these are associated not with the objects but with the class itself. So these are defined using @class method decorator. All right, so this might be a new term to many of you, but for now, I mean at this stage, just assume decorator is something which helps in decoration. For example, you bought a gift for your friend and you are decorating it using the wrapping paper. So it's just a form of a wrapper for any class method which is available. And how you do it, you put in front of it. So class method again is a type of decorator which will help you to deal with the class methods. This is how you define your class methods. So again, decorator is a complete topic in itself, but for now this is how you can remember it. The first parameter of the class method is conventionally named CLS. So for the object methods, I think you all remember that we used the name self, but for the class method it is conventionally, so it's it has been used as CLS, just because it's synonymous to class. it looks so which stands for the class itself. This parameter is similar to self in instance methods but refers to the class. Okay, very fine. So now let us see how this basically is used. Okay, so for now let me just now I want to deal with the class method. So I'm using this decorator which is @ class method. So now your interpreter knows that we are going to deal with a class method. Okay, now what I'll do, now I will not print this details over here. So for now I'm just commenting it. Now what I'll do, I will just details, I will display. Okay, display results. Alright, so and inside it I will use this CLS. Right, so it's very simple. I want to do the similar thing, but now what I'll do, total cars is, I will refer to the class variable using CLS dot total cars. Very fine. Okay, so there it is. And now let's see. So after we are done with the details, I can simply call upon I just skip with the details and I'll directly move with the display results. Car dot display results. Car dot display results. Car, okay, I'm sorry. Car dot display results. Okay, I'll save it and let's try to run it now. Okay,